The father receives a message from a ghost, but the message isn't a warning, it is a set of coordinates. He follows them, only to discover that the ghost is humanity's last hope. And to save his children, he must leave them forever, traveling to a planet where 1 hour costs 7 years of their lives. In the near future, Earth is not a nurturing mother but a dying husk. Global blight has consumed all crops except for corn, and even that is on the brink of extinction. The world is suffocated by relentless dust storms, a constant reminder of nature's decay. People wear masks not for disease, but to avoid breathing the very soil that once fed them. In this era of regression, society needs farmers, not explorers. Cooper, a former NASA pilot and engineer, is now a farmer, a man born in the wrong era. His dreams are haunted by the ghost of a crash, a life he was forced to leave behind. He lives with his 2 children, Tom and Murph, and his father-in-law, Donald. His daughter, Murph, is exceptionally bright and shares his scientific curiosity. She believes a poltergeist haunts her bookshelf, knocking books off in a specific pattern. Cooper, trying to be a scientific-minded father, encourages her to record the data and analyze it. You gotta record the facts, analyze, get to the how and the why, and present your conclusions. The world's decline is palpable at a parent-teacher conference. Cooper is told that his son Tom, despite his potential, is destined to be a farmer. College is a luxury the world can no longer afford for most. Worse, he learns that school textbooks have been rewritten, claiming the Apollo moon landings were faked propaganda to bankrupt the Soviet Union. You don't believe it went to the moon? It is a world that has stopped looking up at the stars and is now consumed with its own survival in the dirt. One day, a massive dust storm forces the family to take shelter. In the aftermath, they find that Murph's open window has allowed dust to settle on the floor in a peculiar pattern. Cooper realizes it is not random, the pattern is binary, created by a gravitational anomaly. It is a set of geographic coordinates. Driven by his insatiable curiosity, Cooper follows the coordinates, with Murph stowing away in his truck. They arrive at a heavily guarded, secret facility. Inside, they make a world-shattering discovery. This is the covert remnant of NASA. Cooper is reunited with his old mentor, Professor Brand, who delivers the grim truth. Earth is dying, the blight will eventually consume the corn, and the rising nitrogen levels will make the air unbreathable. And your daughter's generation will be the last to survive on Earth. NASA's true mission is not to save the world, but to leave it. A mysterious wormhole has appeared near Saturn, placed there by an unknown intelligence. They offering a gateway to a new galaxy with potentially habitable worlds. 10 years prior, the Lazarus mission sent 12 brave astronauts through the wormhole, 1 to each potential planet. 3 of them, on planets orbiting a massive black hole named Gargantua, have sent back promising signals. NASA needs a pilot for the final mission, the Endurance, to investigate these worlds, and the gravitational anomaly led them right to Cooper, the best pilot they ever had. Professor Brand reveals 2 plans. Plan A, solve a complex gravity equation, allowing humanity to launch massive space stations and escape Earth. Plan B, a grim alternative, colonize a new planet using a population bomb of frozen embryos, leaving everyone on Earth to perish. Brand promises Cooper that by the time he returns, he will have solved the equation for Plan A, saving everyone, including Cooper's family. The decision is agonizing. To save humanity, Cooper must abandon his children. His farewell to Murph is heart-wrenching. She believes her ghost was trying to tell him to stay, but he can't listen. He says, "Stay, Dad." He gives her a watch, telling her they can compare their time when he returns. A promise that feels impossibly distant. As Cooper drives away, Murph runs out, her cries lost in the dust, her father rocketing towards the stars. Dad. 9. Dad. 8. 7. Dad. 6. 5. Main engine start. 4. 3, 2, 1, booster, ignition, and the crew of the Endurance consists of Cooper, Brand's daughter, Amelia, physicists, Doyle and Romilly, and 2 AI robots, Toss and Case. After a 2-year journey in cryosleep, they reach the wormhole near Saturn. They marvel at its spherical shape, a serene tear in the fabric of space-time. The passage through is a disorienting, psychedelic journey beyond 3 dimensions. Amelia feels a strange presence, a handshake across space-time. They emerge in a new galaxy of the 3 target worlds. Miller's is the closest, but it orbits dangerously near Gargantua. The black hole's immense gravity causes extreme time dilation. Every hour spent on the planet's surface is 7 years for the outside universe. To save time, Cooper devises a plan. Leave the Endurance and Romilly in a safe orbit, while he, Amelia, and Doyle take a lander for a quick in-and-out mission. They descend onto a planet covered by a shallow, endless ocean. They find the wreckage of Miller's ship, but no survivor. Her beacon was activated just hours ago in the planet's time. Then they see it. What they thought was a mountain range on the horizon is, in fact, a colossal tidal wave, a liquid wall thousands of feet high. Friend Doyle, back to the Ranger now. We're not leaving without her data. A frantic scramble back to the lander ensues. Amelia is swept away but rescued by Case. Doyle is consumed by the wave. The lander is flooded and battered, but Cooper manages to get them airborne just as a second wave hits. When they return to the Endurance, their few hours on the planet have cost them 23 years. A visibly aged Romilly greets them, a man who has waited in solitude for over 2 decades. The true weight of their loss hits Cooper as he watches 23 years of video messages from his children. He sees Tom grow from a boy into a man, a husband, a father. He learns of his father-in-law's death. Tom's final message is a painful goodbye, letting his long-lost father go. Then, a message from Murph. Today is her birthday. She is now the same age Cooper was when he left. And today I am the age you were when you left. This might be a real good time for you to come back. Crushed by guilt and loss, the crew faces another impossible choice. They only have enough fuel to visit one more planet, Mans or Edmonds. Amelia, revealing her love for Wolf Edmonds, argues for his planet, trusting an emotional connection that transcends data. Cooper, however, makes the cold, logical choice. Dr. Mann's planet is still transmitting a live beacon. They go with the certainty. As they journey, a message arrives from Earth. A grown-up Murph is addressing a dying Professor Brand. In his final moments, Brand confesses a terrible truth. He lied. He solved the gravity equation years ago, but it was incomplete. Without data from inside a black hole singularity, Plan A was never possible. It was a sham to give people hope. Plan B, the population bomb, was always the only real mission. Humanity on Earth had been abandoned. If you left me here to die. The crew lands on Man's planet, a desolate, frozen world of ice clouds. They awaken Dr. Mann from cryosleep, a man who has endured years of crushing isolation. But relief turns to horror. Cooper discovers that man has falsified all his data. The planet is uninhabitable. He activated the beacon not because of hope, but out of a desperate, selfish desire to be rescued. You fucking coward. Yes, man attempts to kill Cooper and maroon the others, planning to take the Endurance and complete Plan B himself. Back on the Endurance, Romilly is killed when he tries to access Man's booby-trapped robot. Cooper survives Man's attack and races back to the lander, just as Man escapes in the other lander, heading for the Endurance. What follows is one of the most desperate gambles in human history. Man, ignoring warnings, attempts an unauthorized manual docking with the spinning Endurance. The airlock is imperfectly sealed. When he opens the inner hatch, the explosive decompression rips his ship apart, killing him and sending the Endurance into a catastrophic, uncontrolled spin. Cooper, in his lander, must now attempt the impossible, dock with a violently spinning space station that is falling into the planet's atmosphere. It is not possible. No, it is necessary. With Tarsus' help, he matches the spin, slams the lander against the docking port, and somehow, miraculously, achieves a lock. They regain control, but they are critically low on fuel and trapped in gargantuous gravitational pull. Cooper's final plan is a slingshot maneuver around the black hole. To shed weight, TARS will detach and plunge into the singularity to collect the quantum data, but then Cooper does something unexpected. To provide the final push needed for Amelia to escape, he detaches his own ship as well. You told me we had enough resources for both of us. Newton's third law. The only way to get somewhere is to leave something behind. As Amelia is flung towards Edmund's planet, Cooper and TARS fall into the abyss of the black hole. But he doesn't die. He finds himself inside the Tesseract, a 5-dimensional construct. It is a library of infinite time, manifested as his daughter's bedroom. Every moment is a physical place he can access. He realizes the stunning truth. They are not aliens. They are a future, evolved form of humanity. He is the ghost. He was always Murph's ghost. He guided himself to NASA. He tried to make himself stay. Now, he must save the world. Using gravity, he manipulates the second hand of the watch he gave Murph, feeding the quantum data TARS collected into it in Morse code. Back on Earth, years later, a grown-up Murph returns to her childhood room. She knows. She feels it. His head's going to save us. With the data from the watch, she solves the gravity equation. Plan A is a success. His task complete. The Tesseract collapses. Cooper is ejected back through the wormhole and found drifting near Saturn. Years later, he awakens on Cooper Station, a giant cylindrical habitat. Humanity is saved. His reunion with Murph is the fulfillment of a promise and a final, heartbreaking goodbye. She is now an old woman on her deathbed, surrounded by her own children and grandchildren. She tells him that no parent should have to watch their own child die and urges him to go. Where? To find Amelia Brand, who is alone, setting up a camp on Edmund's planet, the new home for humanity. His journey as a father is over. His journey as an explorer is about to begin again.